Let me ask you a real question today. Have you ever looked back?
Imagine this situation. It's a Friday evening. You just got home from work. You're tired, but your phone lights up with a message. It's someone you recently started talking to, not someone you've known for months, not even someone you've known for weeks. You've only been talking for about 10 days, but in those 10 days, things have moved very fast. The perfect beginning. At first, everything felt amazing. Every morning you wake up and there's already a message waiting for you. Good morning, beautiful. Did you sleep well? I was thinking about you. At lunch, they call just to hear your voice. At night, they stay on the phone for hours. They tell you things like, I've never connected with someone like this before. You're different from everyone else. I can really see a future with you. And part of you feels excited because it feels like someone finally sees you moving too fast. Then about a week later, the conversations start getting more intense. They say things like, you know what? I think I'm falling for you. Or, I feel like you're the person I've been praying for. Now, remember, you've only known this person for about a week, but because the attention feels so good, you don't question it. In fact, part of you starts believing it. You start imagining what a relationship with them might look like, what life together might feel like, whether this could actually be the one. The subtle red flag. Then something small happens. One evening you text them and they don't respond. Hours go by. No reply. But you notice they are active on social media. The next day they finally respond like nothing happened. No explanation. No apology. Just a normal message like, hey, what are you doing today? Now you feel a little confused, but instead of addressing it, you brush it off. You tell yourself, maybe they were busy. The pattern begins. Then it happens again. This time, they cancel plans at the last minute. Another time, they disappear for an entire day. But every time they come back, they return with extra affection, more compliments, more attention, more sweet words. And suddenly, you forget the uncomfortable feeling you had earlier because the good moments feel so good. Scene 5, the reality moment. Then one day, something inside you starts paying attention. You realize something important. When things are good, they are really good. But when something feels off, you always find yourself making excuses for them. You start asking yourself a question. Am I seeing the real person, or am I just attached to the attention they give me?
At a relationship and thought the signs were there from the beginning? The attitude was there. The disrespect was there. The lies were there. But for some reason, you stayed. Today on Yonnie Unfiltered, we're talking about why people ignore the warning signs that are obvious. And we're going to break this down with real examples. Because sometimes the problem isn't that we didn't see the red flags. Sometimes the problem is that we hope things would change. Why we hope things would change? So that means we can live the life that you think is there but is not really there. So you can live a story life. You can live ultimate life that no one else is living. So you fake it because you know that, listen, if people knows exactly what is happening, you're going to feel embarrassed. So you're scared of leaving. You're scared of starting over. So you just want to accept what's there. Some people stayed because of the fact that they have child or they have a child or they have children. People stay for various reasons. But here's the thing. On this, my podcast, I am giving people the opportunity to stand up and be strong, to be courageous, and to tell yourself that I'm not going to accept this any longer. I'm not going to settle for less. And I'm going to let people know how to treat me by showing them, by telling them, and by demanding that I be treated this way. Someone moving rather too fast.
Picture this situation. It's a Saturday evening. You and your partner are getting ready to go out with a group of friends. Everyone decided to meet at a restaurant to celebrate someone's birthday. You spent time getting dressed. You fixed your hair. You wanted to look nice because you haven't gone out in a while. When you arrive at the restaurant, the place is lively. People are laughing. Music is playing in the background. Everyone seems to be having a good time. The small comment. You sit down at the table with everyone. Your partner looks at you and says in front of the group, "You took long enough to get ready tonight." Everyone laughs a little. You laugh too, but something about the comment feels slightly uncomfortable. Still, you brush it off. You tell yourself it was probably just a joke. The second comment. A few minutes later, someone at the table compliments you. They say, "Wow, you look really nice tonight." Before you even have a chance to respond, your partner jumps in and says, "Yeah, she finally decided to look presentable today." Again, the table laughs. But this time, the comment feels different. Now, the joke is starting to feel more like a jab, the embarrassing moment. Later in the evening, the conversation shifts to relationships. One of the friends says something like, "Relationships only work when people respect each other." And your partner suddenly says out loud, "Respect? Please. If I listened to her all the time, nothing would get done." Now, the whole table gets quiet. People glance at each other. Some laugh awkwardly, but inside, you feel embarrassed. You feel small. And you start wondering, why would someone who cares about me talk about me like this in front of other people? After the dinner, eventually, the dinner ends. You both leave the restaurant and walk to the car. You finally say something about it. You say, "I didn't like the way you talked about me back there." Instead of apologizing, they respond with, "You're too sensitive." Or, "It was just a joke." Or, "You're always making a big deal out of everything." The real red flag. And this is the moment where many people miss the red flag. Because now the issue is no longer the joke. The issue is how they responded when you expressed how you felt. Instead of acknowledging your feelings, they dismissed them. Instead of taking accountability, they made you feel like you were the problem.
So now you can listen carefully to what happened here. Within weeks, this person is talking about forever, talking about moving in together, talking about marriage. And at first, it feels amazing because that's what it always do to you. It allow you to feel as if the thing that you're not supposed to be in is real. Something that's always not good for you. That's how it feels good. Something talking about moving in together. How many times would we experience this situation? When a person say, oh, you meet them on probably the first few weeks of your relationship, or probably say, let me say you're dating, right? And you meeting that person and they're gonna tell you, oh, let's move in together. For some reason that doesn't feel good, that doesn't feel as if you're really sincere. It seems that, oh, that's another catch again at something because you want the opportunity to just get rid of whatever you're facing, to just cool yourself off, or to just, enjoy a female partner or a male partner. So some of the times we try to use those things to see as a cover up. What about talking about marriage? You met someone like very early in the relationship, then they're telling you, oh, let's get married. Why would you want to get married like just after meeting the person? You have never had a real relationship together where you sat, you talk about stages of how you want to improve. What is it that you see in me? How can I make myself better? How can I do this better? And what are these things that we need to talk about? But yet you are telling me, oh, let's get married. What about that? So I say at first it feels amazing, but intensity is not the same as security, which is right. Intensity is not the same as security. Okay? Sometimes people rush emotional connection because they want control. That is true. Because they realize that they can manipulate you. They realize that you're easy to just tell a story. You're easy to just, oh, let's do this, let's do that. And it can be done. They realize that that can be done the way they want it to do. So they use you to get where they want. Sometimes people rush emotional connection because they want control. Very good. Have you ever experienced someone moving too fast in a relationship? I need you to type in the comment section if you would have experienced that situation and what was it like for you and how did you deal with that situation right there. I'm going to read your comments and I'm going to follow up with all the comments. What I'm going to do for the first person who type in the comment section, I am going to send a shout out to you and also ensure that I follow up with your message. Thank you. Deep breakdown. Many people ignore red flags because they are emotionally invested. Yes, they are more emotionally invested. Here's what happens right here. Here's a partner, a young lady and a young man. They, see that somehow they can have build a relationship together. So they started talking and they started, having some good times. To the female, it seems well, it seems as if, oh yes, this is paradise. I'm feeling good. I've never been in a situation like that. Right? So you feel as if, oh, emotionally, it is just letting you feel good. It just gives you the feeling that you can't even explain. So for that reason, you tend to just push yourself, not realizing that you're setting up yourself for something that is not healthy for you, but because you're so emotionally attached, emotionally invested, you cannot see the things that are happening around you that's not right. So that's what it is. When someone makes you feel special, it's easy to overlook behavior that should concerns you. Example, ignoring lies. And I'm sure many of us as female and males would have encountered that, where we would have been lied to. But the thing about it, you're not lied to only once. And then you're going to say, oh, I'm going to leave my relationship because the person is telling lies. These small lies that they keep telling you, these are what add up for you to reach at the point where, oh, it's over and done and I'm not taking this any longer. Right. So the next one is ignoring disrespect. When we ignore disrespect, how many times have we been disrespected? Even if you are disrespected for once, you need to stand up and tell whomever is disrespecting you that, listen, I am not accepting this. We need to teach people how to treat us. And if we do all of that, then you'll realize that you're setting a standard so that people will know how to treat you and not treat you like bare minimum. Ignoring inconsistent behavior. Ignoring inconsistent behavior. This man or woman keeps cheating on you, yet you take all of this, whatever he says, whatever he or she is saying to you, you feel as if, I'm just going to leave it. I'm not going to say anything. You need to be clear, open up, and express yourself. Let people know how you're feeling. Let them know that you're not taking this, you're not accepting this, or else you will have to make your way out of that. We convince ourselves that love fixes everything. Oh, yes, as females and males, we do. We convince ourselves sometimes because guess what? You feel as if it's perfect. Nah. It's the best thing that has ever happened to you. So you lie to yourself, number one, and you fake it even when you know there's nothing there. This person constantly lie. This person constantly disrespect you. They ignore you. Sometimes they leave you, like, say, for example, you and the person plan a dinner to go somewhere. They change the last minute on you. You and that person probably plan to go on a date, and the person somehow, not show up. And then you feel so disrespected. You feel like you're ignored. So these are some of the things that allow us to feel these way. And when we see these things, guys, these are red flags, and you need to know and accept them and leave. But love doesn't fix character. Of course, it doesn't fix character because who you are, you can never change. And just like I've watched clipping with Steve Harvey when he said he was doing his regular show, when he said, a person will change for whom he loves. So if a man doesn't love you, or a woman doesn't love you, that person is not going to change for you. That person will only change for the person that he or she loves. Disrespect. Let's watch another situation where someone shows disrespect early. And then no, disrespect rarely starts big. It starts small. A sarcastic comment, a joke at your expense, a moment where someone embarrasses you in front of others. Let me give you a scenario. I was watching a movie. I think it is called Why Did I Get Married? I'm not sure how many persons would have watched that movie before, but it's Why Did I Get Married? And I remember the gentleman in there. I don't remember his name, but he was along with this lady. She's fat, but I think if I am correct, she didn't accept herself for who she was. She felt as if she's just supposed to accept anything that is given to her. So, however, she and the gentleman, had the relationship and they regularly go on dates. But the thing is, the point where the man took her for granted, and that night she came to bed wearing her nice, well, it wasn't a lingerie, but she was dressed appropriately for bed, cover up all the way down to her knees. The man started laughing because he was having a relationship with another young lady. So he started laughing at her. And for that reason, she felt so bad. She felt as if he didn't care, he didn't accept her, and he didn't appreciate her in no form of way. So for that reason, because she felt so bad, it turned out that, it came out to the light that he was having an affair, and the affair that he was having, it was with the friend of the lady. So that's how it go. Then we are gonna move on. So it's a joke at your expense. So that was the example for the joke at your expense. A moment where someone embarrasses you in front of others. That can be so irritating. That can be so disrespectful. Treat people the way you want to be treated. These small moments reveal a lot about how someone truly sees you. The psychological breakdown. Why do people tolerate this? Because they hope the good moments outweigh the bad ones. Do you think that good moments can outweigh the bad ones? I would say it based on the situation. There's no good moment because if and it depends. If I have way good days than the bad ones, then yes, I understand. But that doesn't mean these disrespect, these kind of behavior is acceptable. No. But yes, of course, the good ways can overweigh the bad ones. I think that is possible. So then we have the cycle, good behavior, the red flag, apology, temporary improvement, repeat. This cycle keeps people trapped in unhealthy relationships. One of the hardest truths in life is to realize that someone showed you who they were and you chose to ignore it. But awareness changes everything. When you learn to recognize red flags early, you protect your space, your time, and your future. Before I go, I want to leave with you. What red flags do you think people ignore the most? You can drop it in the comment section. Thank you so much, and I see you on our next video. Thank you.